This is how you can easily cast your Quest 3 to a TV, computer and phone, or any other device. And in this video, we will be talking about all these 7 different ways that you can achieve this, so that you will finally be able to cast your virtual reality experience no matter in what situation. So let's get it started with the quickest way on number 1, and that is from within your headset itself. Now, to be able to unlock this feature, you first want to make sure that you are connected to the same Wi-Fi network as the other device that you want to cast to. But when you have checked this and it is all set up correctly, then you will need to head over to the quick settings menu on the bottom of your screen by just simply clicking on the time and battery icon next to your profile. And in here, you will see the casting option in the top right corner. Now don't worry if your settings and menu look slightly different, like this one for example, because depending on what update you are on, or if you are using the navigator interface, it might have a slight different layout. But overall, the steps are still the same. However, if in either situation, the casting option for some reason is grayed out, then this is most likely caused because you are recording at the same time. So in that case, head over to the camera icon instead on the bottom, and make sure that you stop that recording in here first. And then, continue by clicking on the casting button again, which you can also access here on the left hand side. Now after you click on it, you will be presented with an overview of all the different devices that you can choose from. And once you've selected the one you're looking for, it will start streaming in no time. Oh yeah, and this includes both your video and audio feed, so that is pretty nice. And it is also good to know that this will directly cast everything that you can see in VR. So besides just your gameplay, it will also show you your home environment and menus, or the windows that you have opened while browsing online before you dive into a VR experience. However, some smart TVs, even those with a built-in Chromecast and some older phones, don't always show up in the previously mentioned menus. So in that case, we have method 2, which is none other than through your web browser instead. Now, all you will need for this is that your device needs some kind of access to the internet so that you can connect your headset through either its built-in browser or by just downloading one. So after opening up your web browser, you want to go to the official website named horizon.meta.com/casting and follow the steps that you will see on screen afterwards. Now this most likely just consists of logging in with your Meta account directly. Just make sure though that this is the same account as you are also using for your headset, because otherwise this option won't work. But when logged in, go back on your headset to either the quick settings or camera option like before, and press the casting button once again. And if you did all the previous steps correctly, then the device should now finally show up in this overview. However, keep in mind that not all browsers are supported, with Google Chrome working just fine, but something like Safari on Apple hardware will most likely give you an error message. But if this method still won't work for you, or if you feel that the quality just isn't good enough, then you can also try the third option, which is to cast with the Meta Horizon app itself. Now most likely, you will already have this application on your phone from when you first set up your headset. But if you deleted it, you can just simply reinstall it, or try to put it on some other devices like your tablets. And the great thing is that besides just checking out your game library, you can also do a bunch of other things like changing up your settings and avatar looks, as well as letting you directly cast from within it. So to do this, go to the headset icon on the bottom right and press on cast on the top of your screen. Now, if you don't see it pop up directly, then make sure that your headset is on and that you have also selected the correct one, because otherwise it will just end up in an infinite boot loop without being able to cast at all. Either way, once you found the current one, then it will start showing your in-headset footage in just a couple of seconds. And the extra bonus here is that you can start recording or take screenshots from here as well. And that wasn't an option with the other one so far. But moving on, it gets us to number 4, and that is Chromecast. Now, if you for some reason can't install the previously mentioned Horizon app on your device, or if maybe your TV doesn't have a browser built into it, then you can also always choose to attach a Chromecast so that you can kind of turn it into a smart TV in that way. Just make sure though that you use one of the newer versions, since the first generations might not be compatible with the Quest 3 and Quest 3S. Either way, once you got that Chromecast connected and properly set up, just go back in your headset to your quick settings or camera option and follow the same steps like before by clicking on the casting icon. And with that, it should now finally let you select that TV in here too. But if you don't have a Chromecast laying at home and your TV does not have the required smart features, then you could also choose to use an HDMI cable and stream to it from another device. For example, if you manage to find your laptop in the casting overview, then just start by using this one first and then connect it to your TV over HDMI. So in that way, you can still get it onto the big screen even though it might not be directly. But before we get to the next two best ways on how you can cast your Quest 3 that even have some extra features, let's first have a quick word from the company that made this video possible. Because none other than CatVR, who are known for creating VR treadmills that look like they come straight out of Ready Player One, are once again taking virtual reality to the next level. Because while we are normally limited by the boundary system inside our VR experiences, it is CatVR that has created these VR treadmills that let you run and jump without any limitation. And since their most recent version, which is known as the C2 Plus Enhanced, is compatible with every VR headset that you can think of, it is also often considered as the dream upgrade for any VR user. And they even go so far that it has things like haptic feedback built into it, as well as a vehicle hub, which will make it feel even more realistic when you're racing on a track or flying through the sky. And as a cherry on top, you can also use the code VRelity for a whopping $130 off on your entire purchase. So for those who are interested, I'll leave a link in the description below. And that gets us to method 6, which is application casting. Because if you want some extra privacy and only show the gameplay to others and not your Horizon home first, then there is also a way to do this in just a couple of seconds. So to get this, instead of directly accessing it from your home menu like we did before, we now launch the experience or game that you want to show off first and cast after that. So when you see that your application is starting up in your headset, simply press the Meta button to get to the game window overview. And here, you will find another casting option that you can select. And of course, while this will give you that same prompt and device options as we had before, this will now let you skip the whole base menu view and directly stream your VR experience from the start. Which honestly could come in quite handy if you have some applications or windows open that you don't want others to see. But if you want even more control and some extra features to tweak, then you can also use method 7, and that is the Meta Quest Developer Hub. Now this one is slightly more complicated, and just like the previously Meta Horizon application, the Meta Quest Developer Hub is also a free app that you can simply download from the Meta website directly onto your device, such as a PC. But with the main benefit is that you can also change up a lot of other stuff in here. Think about having access to some advanced settings, like accessing your files, or even doing things like testing out your own XR projects. Now just be careful though with changing up too much in here, unless you know what you are looking for. But the main thing, of course, is that you will also find a cast option within this. Although, the only downside for using this method is that you will need to be wired to your device to be able to use it. So if the previous ways just didn't work for you, or if you want to dive even deeper in what you can change up in your headset, then in that case, this Meta Quest Developer Hub is probably the best alternative solution. And that is not all, because there are also a lot of hidden Quest 3 features that can completely change your VR experience. So click on the video that you see on screen right now to make sure you don't miss out on that. And of course, stay awesome.